But all right, moving on with the show, let's jump on down to the Plains where the Auburn Tigers, they also will be holding their spring game here on Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central, streaming on ESPN SEC Network. And there's a lot of questions with the Auburn Tigers, obviously. I mean, low expectations after the way the season ended, all the drama, of course. We don't have to rehash all that. But, let's find out how these players have responded their first training camp with both coordinators changing over, with their head coach nearly getting shown the door, and all of a sudden a wild card at quarterback emerges, because all I'm hearing, Zach Calzada's, he's been very limited, so he's barely been playing. Yet, TJ Finley is the experienced guy, but one guy that continue to hear great things about, Robbie Ashford, the Oregon transfer quarterback. This is going to be a great opportunity for Ashford to show what he can do. A very mobile athlete there, under center for the Auburn Tigers. Maybe, this is a guy we've got no film on based on his time at Oregon, so maybe he flashes. But really, the receivers, I have no idea who's going to be stepping up here for the Auburn Tigers, given all the defections they had at the receiver position. The guys moving on to the NFL or guys that just entered the transfer portal this spring. And you see these clips people put out. Someone put out a clip of Zach Calzada throwing passes in practice, and they were all drops or bad throws. It was like a calamity of no idea why this video was put out. But that has got to change, obviously, in a hurry. So who steps up at the receiver position? And I really want to see what Auburn has behind Tank at running back, because Jarquez Hunter, of course, is out. If you missed the news, he has had a minor procedure, out for the spring. We know what we're getting in that beast right there. So we've got two great running backs in Tank and Jarquez, but what do we got behind them? I'll be having my eye on that, because I wouldn't imagine Tank Bigsby is going to get a ton of run. And hearing a lot of good things about the sophomore edge player, Dylan Brooks. Can he be the next great Auburn defensive lineman with the transition on the offensive line there on the Plains? Let's see if Brooks has a big spring game. That would be pretty exciting. And then last but not least, this is a hard thing to measure in a spring game, but I really want to see how this fan base comes out and supports this team, supports this coach. You're seeing a lot of energy, a lot of buzz within that fan base. It's one of those things where it's us against the world mentality. Does that extend to the spring game, where a lot of fans, if there's no buzz, they don't show up for the spring game? And I'm not going to be judging Auburn fans one way or another, because we know that's one of the more hostile environments in the SEC come the fall. But how's it going to look on Saturday? I'm just very interested to get a little insight into the pulse of this Auburn Tiger fan base, with so many outside the program expecting Auburn to have a disappointing season. I want to see if that has bled over to the fan base, or if they have truly rallied behind Coach Harsin. And speaking of Coach Harsin, went on a deep dive here on the quarterback competition, on TJ Finley's growth this offseason, and last but not least, this Robbie Ashford kid that everybody is talking up down there on the Plains. Could he be sneaky target here to potentially start for the Auburn Tigers? I don't know. Saturday will give us a good indication, perhaps.
It's not balanced as much as it was early on. Some guys are getting more reps, but it's also a little bit by practice. Kind of look at what a guy got the previous practice, try to get some of those other guys, maybe a few more in the next one to even it out. But TJ has gotten quite a few reps, has gotten the most. Robbie Ashford has been getting more reps as we've gone. Holden is still getting reps in there too. And what I know for true freshmen coming in the spring, right? Spring ball can be a lot. After a while, there's quite a bit of offense that you're learning, and so I know he's working on detailing that stuff up, but it's just going to take time. Once spring ball is over, the best part for a guy like Holden, he's getting the reps right now. He's getting a chance to experience it. He's going through it. The time in the summer is going to be huge for him, because he'll know what we're doing. He'll know how to operate it better. And then come fall camp, that's what I've seen from quarterbacks when they come in early. young quarterbacks. It's just how much progress they make when you get into fall camp. And then Zach, he would be getting more reps. He's limited because we're not putting him out there in some of the team reps just because of his shoulder. He's getting 7-on-7. He's getting as many controlled reps as we possibly can give him so he doesn't get hit, re-injure that shoulder. So I know he wants to be out there. He's dying just to stand back there and watch. He's in the yellow jersey and it's killing him. He wants to go out there and play, and I know he can. I mean, I've said that. I told you guys that he can throw the ball well. He's learning. He's been in the film room, really trying to pick it up. So summer's going to be big for him, fall camp, and that's going to be determined when he can get out there and get those reps that guys are getting right now. But all four of those guys have done some really good things. But right now, I mean, I think TJ's played in the offense. I think he's leading well. I think he's got a good feel for what we're trying to do. And with just some of the things that we want to accomplish this spring, that operation piece is really critical.
With TJ, is there anything, and you got to see him start the last few games, is there anything for you that you've tried to sort of focus on with him specifically, whether it's mechanics or vision or anything throughout spring, with it being those only reps within actual football?
Yeah, all those things. And that would be, and it's not just TJ, I think that's with every quarterback I've ever coached. Consistency, like we talked about, but footwork fundamentals, accuracy, so that all ties into that. I think how you operate, right? So just running the offense, just the operation of it from the sideline to the field, right? You want to run from the sideline onto the field. There's a way to operate when you're in no huddle, all the different situations that come up, 2-minute, red zone, short yardage. So like every situation, there's a chance to coach something up. And, TJ is still a young player developing. So all of our quarterbacks, they're all developing. And, I haven't really coached a guy that wasn't, so to me, you're working on a lot of different things. But I think he's got a good handle on the operation. He's got a good handle on what we're trying to get done with some checks. I think he's seeing the defense well, and now, it's just going out there and making plays, throwing accurately, making the right read, being able to handle the different pressures and things like that the defense is bringing. You see a lot of that stuff in spring. So, I mean, it's really it's all those things. And what I look for in our quarterbacks is that they want the feedback. They want to be coached. They want the feedback. They want to know what they need to keep getting better at. And all those guys have been that way. When you get a quarterback that doesn't want to be coached, he's not going to play for you, right? That's the bottom line. So he's been really, really good from that standpoint, and we're going to keep working on those things.
The last couple seasons, so it's been a while since I guess a lot of people have seen him play. What do you like about him as a quarterback and kind of what he's bringing to the table as a guy who's getting more reps right now?
Yeah, I like he's trying to get better. I think he cares. That's what I like about him most, is he wants to improve. And he wants to play. He wants to be the best quarterback that he can be. He's athletic. He can throw it. He's got the tools. He's learning a new system. So, a little bit, there's some patience that come with that. And you got to understand that. And so I think, a lot of times we all want it right now. I mean, there's a little bit of patience for all the players that are learning something new. Jay Fair's learning it. Right, we got new guys in here. So as long as they're trying, as long as they're studying, as long as they're preparing, as long as they're asking the right questions, they care, it's important to them, then you know what, we'll get them where they need to be. We'll coach them and we'll get them where they need to be. And I see that from Robbie, and he wants to be good. Makes a mistake, right? Hey, I know it bothers him, but you got to move on. You got another opportunity. It's the next play, and then. Just trying to train habits.